In question number 1, we have to determine the angle FPF. So obviously this angle is 180 degree. In question number 2, Cl has 7 valence electron. So out of these, 3 are used for bond formation, that is 3 sigma bond, and remaining 4 electrons will give 2 lone pair. Means we have 5 hybrid orbital and it gives sp3 dehybridization. Means geometry is trigonal bipyramidal, but shape is T shape because both lone pair will occupy equatorial position. Question number 3, all 3 of them do not exist. Pi5 and PBr6 negative do not exist because of steric factor, while PH5 does not exist because of absence of d orbital contraction, because of very low electronegativity of hydrogen. Question number 4, solid PCl5 exists as PCl4 positive and PCl6 negative, but solid PBr5 cannot exist as PBr6 negative because of steric hindrance. So it exists as PBr positive and Br negative. In question number 5, we have to determine number of types of PCl5 possible. If phosphorus exists as P30 and P31 and Cl exists as Cl35 and Cl37. So if all Cl are of type 35 and phosphorus is of type 30, then one PCl5 molecule can exist. If out of 5 Cl, one Cl is of 37 type, then it can occupy axial position or equatorial position. So like this, 2 type of PCl5 can exist. Then if we have 3 Cl of 35 type and 2 Cl of 37 type, then 3 molecules of PCl5 can exist. Both Cl can occupy axial position. One Cl can occupy axial, the other Cl37 can occupy equatorial. The both Cl37 can occupy equatorial position. So like this we can have 3 type of PCl5 molecule. Now if we have 2 Cl of 35 and 3 Cl of 37, then again 3 type of PCl5 molecule can exist. These 2 Cl of 35 can occupy axial position. One Cl35 can occupy equatorial, while the other Cl35 can occupy axial. Both Cl35 can occupy equatorial. So like this, 3 type of PCl5 can exist. If we take 1 Cl35 and 4 Cl of type 37, then again 2 types. This Cl35 can occupy axial position as well as equatorial position. So like this, 2 type of PCl5 can exist. And if you take all Cl37, then 1 type of PCl5 can exist. So like this, total PCl5 with P30 is equal to So 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 3 again plus 2 and plus 1. So it is 12. So total PCl5 with P30 is 12. Similarly, with P31, 12. So total PCl5 possible is equal to 12 plus 12, that is 24. Number of valence electron in sulfur is 6, out of which 4 are used to form bond. So remaining 2 electrons will give 1 lone pair, and now we have 4 sigma bond. So 5 hybrid orbital means it is sp3d hybridization, and geometry is trigonal bipyramidal, but lone pair will be at equatorial position. That's why it is seesaw in shape. Now question number 7, IF2 negative. I has 7 valence electron. Now because of I negative, it will have 8 valence electron, out of which 2 are used to form bond. So now we have 6 remaining electron, which that is 3 lone pair and 2 sigma bond. Again it is 5 hybrid orbital means sp3d. Geometry is trigonal bipyramidal, and all 3 lone pair will be at equatorial position, so shape is linear. Question number 8, PCl5. Now phosphorus has 5 valence electron, which will give 5 sigma bond and 0 lone pair, that is 5 hybrid orbital means sp3d hybridization. Now this d is nothing but dz square, because geometry is trigonal bipyramidal. Question number 1, iodine has 7 valence electron. Now it is I positive, so it will have 6 valence electron, out of which 2 electrons are used to form sigma bond, and remaining 4 electrons will give 2 lone pair. So 4 hybrid orbital, that is sp3 hybridization. So geometry is tetrahedral, but shape is V bent. Now in SeF4, number of valence electron is 6. 4 are used to form sigma bond, and 1 lone pair, that is 5 hybrid orbital means sp3d hybridization. Now hybridization is sp3d means geometry is trigonal bipyramidal, but lone pair will be at equatorial position, so it is seesaw in shape. In the case of CH4, we have 4 sigma bond and 0 lone pair means 4 hybrid orbital, that is sp3 hybridization, and it is tetrahedral because of 0 lone pair. Now XeF2, Xe has 8 valence electron, out of which 2 are used to form sigma bond, and remaining 6 electron will give 3 lone pair. So number of hybrid orbital is 5, that is sp3d hybridization. Geometry is trigonal bipyramidal, but 3 lone pair will be at equatorial position, that's why shape is linear. In the case of CO2, we have 2 sigma bond and 0 lone pair means it is sp, so its shape will be linear because of 0 lone pair. SF4 is sp3d because it has 4 sigma bond and 1 lone pair, that is sp3d hybridization, and trigonal bipyramidal will be geometry, but lone pair will be at equatorial position, that is shape is seesaw. In the case of ICl3, iodine has 7 valence electron, out of which 3 are used to form sigma bond. So 4 remaining electron will give 2 lone pair, that is sp3d hybridization. Now 2 lone pair will be at equatorial position, so it will be T shape. Now in the case of SO2, we have to determine number of type of pi bond. So SO2 structure is like this. It has 2 pi bond, out of which one is formed by PP overlapping and one is formed by P and D overlapping. So we have one p pi bond and one p pi d pi bond. Question number 2. Iodine has 7 valence electron. Now because of negative charge, it will have 8 valence electron, out of which 2 will be used to form sigma bond. So bond pair is 2, and 6 remaining electron will give 3 lone pair. So lone pair bond pair ratio is 3/2 or 1.5. Now in the case of XeF4, Xe has 8 valence electron, and out of these 4 will be used to form sigma bond. So we will have 4 bond pair, and remaining 4 electron will give 2 lone pair. So the ratio of lone pair and bond pair will be 2/4 or 0.5. Question number 3. Hybridization in NO2 positive is sp, and without lone pair it will give 180-degree angle. So NO2 positive will have largest angle. Now out of NO2 and NO2 negative, bond angle is smaller in the case of NO2 negative because of greater bond pair lone pair repulsion, while NO2 is odd electron molecule, so its structure cannot be drawn. Now here we can see that octet of oxygen is not completed, but we can draw a structure like this. So bond angle is greater in the case of NO2 compared to NO2 positive. Question number 4. Bond angle of PF3 is greater than PCl3, but bond angle of PCl3 is smaller than PBr3. Bond angle of PBr3 is smaller than PI3. So from PCl3 to PI3 bond angle increases, but in the case of PF3 and PCl3, bond angle of PF3 is greater than PCl3 because of p pi d pi bond in PF3, and now p pi d pi bond increases double bond character in PF3, and because of that double bond character, here bond pair repulsion increases. Now because of that repulsion, bond angle increases. Now in the case of CS3 whole thrice n and SiS3 whole thrice n, we have to see that CS3 whole thrice n is tetrahedral because of 1 lone pair and 3 sigma bond. It is sp3 hybridized, and geometry is tetrahedral, but shape is pyramidal. But SiS3 whole thrice n will have back bonding, and because of that back bonding, here double bond character arises between N and SiS3. Now double bond or back bonding happens because of vacant d orbital of Si, which is not possible in the case of carbon. Now here, because of back bonding, we do not have any lone pair on nitrogen, so hybridization will be sp2 and it will be trigonal planar. Now HCHO, so bond angle in HCHO will be in the order of this. Greatest bond angle will be this and this. These both bond angles will be equal, and this bond angle will be smaller. Why? Because this bond pair repulsion is greater than this bond pair repulsion. Okay, so both of these bond angle will be of 122 degree, and this bond angle will be of 116 degree. So here double bond and single bond repulsion will be greater than single bond repulsion. And PCl5 molecule is superoctet molecule, or we can say in the case of PCl5 octet is expanded because of presence of d orbital. Question number 5. O2 is paramagnetic. It has 1 unpaired electron in pi star px and pi star py. It is also paramagnetic because it will have 1 unpaired electron. O2 2 negative will not have any unpaired electron, that's why it is diamagnetic. O2 positive will have 1 unpaired electron, that's why it is paramagnetic. O2 2 positive will not have any unpaired electron, that's why it is diamagnetic. Now bond order. So bond order of O2 will be 2. Bond order of O2 negative will be 1.5. Bond order of O2 2 negative will be 1. Bond order of O2 positive will be 2.5. Bond order of O2 2 positive will be 3. So bond order will follow this order: O2 2 negative, then O2 negative, then O2, then O2 positive, then O2 2 positive. Now order of bond length will be opposite of this. Just like this. So this is order of bond length. Now B2 will have configuration sigma 1s2, sigma star 1s2, sigma 2s2, sigma star 2s2, then pi 2px1, pi 2py1. So this is configuration of B2, and it is paramagnetic because of unpaired electron in pi 2px and pi 2py. Question number 6. XeF2 will have 3 lone pair at equatorial position and both fluorine at axial position, while XeF2 is square planar. Because of this, both lone pair will be opposite of each other. Now bond order of NO2 positive and NO2 negative will be same. It is 5 minus 0 by 2, that is 2.5, and it is 6 minus 1 by 2, it is also 2.5. So bond order of both will be same, but in the case of NO2 negative, electrons in anti-bonding. So if electrons are present in anti-bonding, then bond strength decreases. So bond strength or bond energy of NO2 negative will be smaller than NO2 positive. Now C3F4 will be non-polar because of this symmetric structure. Now here dipole moment will be cancelled out, therefore it is non-polar. Mu net is 0. Question number 7. Now number of sigma bond in this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 sigma. Now pi 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. So pi bond also 8. So ratio will be 1. Now in this C2Cn whole 4. Sigma bond is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 sigma bond. Pi 2 plus 2 4 plus 1 5 plus 2 7 plus 2 9. So 9 sigma bond, 9 pi bond. So ratio will be 1. Now number of sigma bond in propanol. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 sigma and 1 pi. So ratio is 9. Now in number of sigma bond in propanone, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 sigma and pi is only 1. So ratio is 9. Now number of sigma bond in CO2 is 2 and 0 lone pair. So sp hybridization, linear shape. BeF2 is also linear because of sp hybridization and 0 lone pair. XeF4 is square planar because hybridization is sp3d2. So geometry is octahedral, but because of 2 lone pair it is square planar. SF4 we have 4 sigma bond and 1 lone pair. So hybridization is sp3d, geometry is trigonal bipyramidal, but lone pair will be at equatorial position. So shape will be seesaw. And if we compare bond strength of Cl and Br, then bond strength of Cl bond is greater than Br bond because of smaller bond length of Cl. Passage 3, question 1. So bond strength of hydrogen bond is smaller than covalent bond, but bond energy of hydrogen bond is not half of bond energy of covalent bond. Question number 2. HF2 negative has hydrogen bonding like this. So in aqueous solution, or we can say aqueous HF2 negative can react with H2O. Now this HF bond will be broken and it will give H3O positive plus 2F negative. So obviously no hydrogen bonding in aqueous HF2 negative because of this reaction. Question number 3. In NH3 and H2O, two type of hydrogen bonding are possible. One is between nitrogen and this hydrogen. This hydrogen is attached to oxygen. And the other hydrogen bonding is between oxygen and hydrogen. Now this hydrogen is attached with nitrogen. So this is stronger and this is weaker. For stronger hydrogen bonding, hydrogen should be attached to more electronegative. Now in this case hydrogen is attached to oxygen, but in this case hydrogen is attached to nitrogen. So this hydrogen bond is more stronger than this hydrogen bond. Passage 4, question number 1. As size of cation decreases, polarization increases and covalent character also increases. So if we compare covalent character, then BeCl2 is more covalent than MgCl2, is more covalent than CaCl2, and is more covalent than BaCl2. And obviously ionic character will be reverse of this. Now melting point depends upon ionic character and lattice energy. Now because of ionic character, BaCl2 will have maximum melting point and BeCl2 will have minimum melting point. Question number 2. As size of anion increases, polarization increases. So obviously Ali3 will have maximum polarization because of I negative. Question number 3. As charge on ion increases, polarization increases and covalent character also increases. So obviously here AlCl3 is most covalent because of Al3 positive charge. Because of greater polarization, LiCl is most covalent and KCl is least covalent. So this is order of covalent character. Now solubility in non-polar solvent will favor this order because like soluble, like concept. Covalent compounds are more soluble in non-polar solvent, while ionic compounds are more soluble in polar solvents. Question number 5. When size of cation increases, polarization increases, covalent character increases and ionic character decreases. And minimum ionic character means melting point also decreases. So now in this question, size is largest for I negative. That's why CaI2 has minimum melting point. Passage 5, question number 1. Now XCF4 is square planar. Your dipole moment will be cancelled out. That's why mu net is equal to 0. In BF3, mu net is again 0 because it is also symmetrical. So all dipole moment will be cancelled out. NH3 is pyramidal. Here mu net is not equal to 0, and in H2O again mu net is not equal to 0 because in H2O dipole moment will not be cancelled out. Here also dipole moment will not be cancelled out. So H2O and NH3, these two are polar, while these two are non-polar. Fraction of charge is nothing but fraction of ionic character. So dipole moment 1.2 dBi, converting it into coulomb meter, we are multiplying by 3.33 into 10 raised to power minus 30, and then dividing by dipole moment if it has 100% ionic character, that is charge 1.6 into 10 raised to power minus 19 into distance 10 raised to power minus 10 meter. So the value is 1 by 4, or we can say 0.25. Question number 3. Now in this, angle between dipole moment is 60 degree. In this case, angle between dipole moment is 120 degree. In this case, angle between dipole moment is 180 degree. So this is para dichlorobenzene, and here mu net is 0 because dipole moment will be cancelled out. Here mu net is maximum, that will comes root 3 mu. Here mu net will be equal to mu if dipole moment are mu, and it will have very small dipole moment, and direction will be obviously this. The other dipole moment direction will be like this. Now it will have a small dipole moment, so order will be, minimum will be for fourth one, that is 0, after that 1, and maximum dipole moment will be for second. So correct order of dipole moment will be this. Question number 5. Now here direction of dipole moment of NH bond will be this, because of more electronegativity of nitrogen, and of lone pair will be this. So here dipole moment increases. Now in this case, direction of dipole moment of NF bond will be like this, or we can say downward, while direction of dipole moment of lone pair will be upward. So here dipole moment decreases. So in this case dipole moment increases, in this case dipole moment decreases. So obviously NH3 will have greater dipole moment compared to NF3. Percentage ionic character is mu observed, that is 1.5 into 10 raised to power minus 29 coulomb meter, divided by mu if 100% ionic molecule exists. So it is 1.6 into 10 raised to power minus 19 into 150 into 10 raised to power minus 12 and multiply by 100. So this will be percentage ionic character. Now from here, this is 10 raised to power minus 19, this is 10 raised to power minus 12. So it will give 10 raised to power minus 31. It will go upward. So it will give 150 into 100 divided by 1.6 into 150. So it will get cancelled out. So percentage ionic character will be this, or we can say (250 by 4), that is 62.5%. Passage 6, question number 1. Now in this case bond order will be total number of bonds of SO is 6 divided by total number of bond pair, that is 4, or we can say these 6 bond will be equally distributed among 4 SO bond pair. So bond order will be 6 by 4, or we can say 1.5. So basically this pi bond and this pi bond will be delocalized over all SO bond. Question number 2. So bond order in O2 is 2, in O2 negative it is 1.5, in O2 2 negative it is 1. In O3, because of resonance, it is 1.5. So bond strength will be in this order: O2 is greater than O2 negative is equal to O3 is greater than O2 negative. Question number 3. C2H6 has this structure, means bond order of Cc is 1. Now in C6H6 benzene, resonance takes place. Therefore bond order will be, so basically C single bond C, number of C single bond C is 6, and we have 3 pi bond also, so total of CC bond is 9, and it will be get distributed among 6 CC bond pair, so 9 by 6, or we can say 1.5. so in C6H6, because of resonance, bond order is 1.5, so bond length will be in this order: because of bond order. Now lower the bond order, greater will be the bond length. So bond length of CC bond in C2H6 will be greater than bond length of CC bond in C6H6.